Hello and welcome to another action-packed, not really, episode of Pollitt's Projects, where this time, that's right, this time we are doing a fleet update because, well, there's a fleet now. Why, car? Why must everything be difficult? So here we go then, a fleet update. We've got some jobs to do, mainly on this one. A bit of cleaning to do on the Mercedes, throw some polish on it, make it look nice. Now this one is the newest addition to the fleet, at least in the context of Pollitt's Projects as my YouTube channel is now. A lot of you have seen this car on social. I've had it for a long time. I've had it for getting on 6 years now. And this is my 1999 Rover 800 Vitesse Turbo. This car was £475 and it was borderline scrap when I bought it. But I have recently reinsured it thanks to Haggerty. I've taxed it again and now it's back on the road and it's out of the garage. I'm using it quite regularly. It won't be used so much in winter because I don't want to let it rust or do any harm to it after all the work that I've done to it, but it's nice to have it back out. So this will be a bit more of a fixture on the channel now. So for those of you who don't know about this car, who haven't seen it, I'll start now with some pictures of how it was when I got it. Like I say, it was £475 scrapper. The LT had run out, the expansion tank had gone. The seller sold it believing that there was head gasket issues, but it wasn't. It was the expansion tank which had been sort of warped and stretched over the years, getting hot and cold, and had got a hairline crack in it and was spraying coolant everywhere. So I got it, I bid on it on eBay, and now it turns out that when I had one of these maybe 16 years ago that was exactly the same as this, a saloon in zircon silver, a Vitesse, but mine was a T-Reg. I used to drive past one of these in Kongsbury, the next village up from where I lived, and it turns out it was this car. So I've been driving past it for 10 years. So I felt like, well, I know where it's been all its life. It must have been looked after. He's had it for a long time. No, it was disgusting. So what have I done to it? Well, I've done the interior. I've put new carpet in it, new steering wheel. I've retrimmed the door cards. I've put a new stereo in it, new gear knob. I've attempted to fix the dash. I fitted an electronic boost controller, complete new stereo system, made all the windows work, had the electric window switch pack re-engineered, had to replace the glass because someone broke into it. I've had the car resprayed. I've had a custom alloy expansion tank made for it. It's got a brand new clutch, brand new timing belt, brand new water pump, full brand new exhaust, mild steel at the front, new cat, stainless steel mongoose from the cat back, new suspension, new tyres, new brakes, bonnet vents because it's a Rover, so you can never keep it too cool. And I think that's about it. Probably a million other things that I've forgotten, like little jobs. What am I doing to it today in this video? Well, the front bumper doesn't fit properly because the brackets are bent, which is not easy to say. I have some new brackets in the garage, so I'm going to take the bumper off with the help of Deb, my partner. We're going to shout it a bit, just pull it forward a bit, get it off those runners, take the old brackets off, put the new ones on with the new steel runners that it's got, because the runners in these swell, so they swell out wide and then the bumpers droop. So this has had that addressed, but the brackets are bent, so it's excuse me, it's very hot. So we're going to do that, and I think that's it for this one. The Mercedes still in daily use now. The old bus is a great thing to drive around. It just wafts along even though it's only a 2 litre. I still need to do the rear suspension on it, but in this video I'm going to throw some wax on it. I did wash it this morning. I need to clean the wheels up a bit, so I'm going to show you how to do some of that with the Nielsen stuff. So we'll be doing that. And as for Doug, we won't be doing anything on Doug, but there are updates with Doug. So I've got lots of parts in stock for Doug. Now, his interior is in pieces at the minute. There's no center console. The top of the dash is missing. But I've got all new parts. I've retrimmed some of the dash panels with Alcantara, which I'll show you in a minute. I've got new mats for it, I've got new door inserts, leather, I've got new door handles. I'm going to change the steering wheel. I've got coilovers from it. The guys at Max Speeding Rods very kindly sent me a set of coilovers, so they will go on in the next video. We've also got a set of 19-inch, I think they're Team Dynamics alloy wheels. They need a little bit of a refurb, and I'm going to put some new Falcon rubber on them, but they will go on, and then we'll address some of the bodywork issues. Obviously in the last video, which I'll link to up there, we did the engine bay and made that look a little bit better, and you know, new plugs, and just gave it a bit of a freshen up and made it a less unattractive prospect to work on. So no spannering on Doug today, but we will do some bits on this, and we'll clean up the Mercedes. But these are my 3 cars now. Still have the Daimler, but that's down at the body shop, and that will go to my father when it's done. All 3 of these are taxed, insured, MOT'd. I'm not really driving Doug at the minute because he's got no wipers, because even though I've changed the wiper motor so that the wipers work, to put the wipers back in, I've got to put all the scuttle back in, and there's an under scuttle, if you will, and then when that's in, it blocks off the strut tops, and it's like, well, I'm going to change the suspension, so I'll just leave it. So yeah, I'm not really driving this one at the minute, but I will as soon as the suspension's done. Looking forward to putting some miles on it really, but there's a lot of interior work, you know, headlining, got to do that as well. You know, it's little things like the gear gaiters, like I say, the door cards. I want to do a lot of retrimming, a lot of painting, new armrest, just make it less disgusting in there really. That is the plan. And then we'll have some fun with it. Maybe carbon fibre wrap the roof. Who knows? I won't do that, don't worry. Now I'm going to battle a hay fever, and what we'll do first is the bumper on this, and then we'll do the Mercedes, which will probably be about 6,000 degrees because the sun's out and the car's dark blue. Yeah, let's crack on and do that, and I'll tell you a bit more about each car as I'm doing stuff. So then, before we get into doing the bumper on the Vitesse, let's talk a bit more about Doug. So as I said, interior is largely in bits, slash missing, slash broken, but there are plans afoot. So welcome to my shelf of Doug. So we've got the Max Speeding Rods coilovers there. No expense spent. They will go on in the next video. We have some mats, because new mats make everything better. I've already painted up the wiper arms. I've got new wiper blades. The centre console has been sanded down, and that is going to be wrapped. And it's going to be wrapped in this funky stuff. Or at least I'm going to attempt to wrap it in that. Let me show you in the light a bit better. Hang on. Yeah, so it's quite funky. But like I said in previous videos, Doug is a bit of fun, so don't cringe. It's a cheap car and I'm just playing with it. I've got a Boss kit there for a new steering wheel. I found, embarrassingly but also brilliantly, some LED lights, like some underglow lights. So yeah, they're going on. I've got new handles in there, new number plates, and then we've got the interior stuff here. So I'll just lean it up here. So these are inserts for the door cards, because the ones that are in the car are all sagging and horrible. So these are the finest Chinesium off eBay, Amazon, I can't remember, but we're going to fight with those and put those in. Got a new armrest there, and then I've got some Audi TT vents to put in it, so they'll go in. New cabin filter there, new gear gaiter, as I said. Sorry, this is going to be grainy because it's quite dark in here. But then the dash, so the dash panels, again, I'll bring this out into the light. The dash panels I have trimmed in Alcantara. So it'll be like a rally car now. I won't get any glare off the dash, and I can go flat right over crest into ditch, don't cut. But it's, you know, it's a bit of fun. That looks terrible on camera, but you can sort of brush it smooth, which is what I will do. Yeah, lots of bits to do. And then of course the pièce de résistance, some new sick rims, some Dynamics 19 by 8.5 I think, but I need new tyres because look at that horrible cut there. I need to do some sanding and some filling and a bit of painting, but they were 400 quid and I think they'll make Doug look pretty cool. Oh, and I'll put a stereo in Doug as well. I don't know which one. Maybe the Sony, just for retro vibes, because the original stereo was there. But we'll see, because I've got, in amongst all that stuff, I've got the like blanking plate and the new fascia, so you can put a standard DIN stereo in. So yeah, that is where Doug is up to. Right, Rover. Right then, this bumper. So this is not the car's original bumper. This is the second bumper it's had, because the first one I repaired because it had a hole in it. But when I was offered one for 20 quid that didn't have a hole in it, I thought I'd do that and have it painted. So I had it painted, and then I've since driven it into things, evidently. There is a nasty scuff on the other side, but I will sort that out in due course. What really annoys me is the fact it doesn't sit right. And that's because up here, on either side, there is a bracket, and in that bracket there is a channel, and in that channel goes a pin which the bumper slides into. Now, because I'm an idiot, I've bent those in the past, but I have new brackets, so we're going to undo the bumper, drop it forward a little bit, so I've got some access, and then hopefully when I put the new brackets on, the bumper will line up properly. We'll see. I'm loud, the front fell off, and we've got a bit of cleaning up to do as well, like on the power steering, hard return line there. Clean it up in there while I'm here, and in there, and some bits around there, just give them a bit of protection. But why wasn't the bumper sitting straight? Well, there's one bumper bracket, so this was new. I'm going to take these off and repaint these as well, because I don't want them going bad. But factory, so this isn't a factory part, this is an aftermarket part made by a chap called Adrian on the 800 owners group. He doesn't make them anymore, so I was lucky to get in there. But the factory ones are sort of plastic lined, and what happens is the water gets into the plastic and it holds it against the metal inner, and then these splay out, so then the bumper droops there. So you get these to cure that problem. However, my brackets are all over the shop, so I'll have a look at the one on the driver's side. You can see that's a right angle, and that's not, and it's all over the shop. So I'm going to put these on. I'm going to transfer that bracket onto the new ones, and then the bumper should go roughly where I point it. But lots of work to do before I get there. So the brackets are on now. Now all we've got to do is put the bumper on, and Deb is going to help me, my partner, but she's a bit under the weather, so we won't be filming that bit, but we're going to wrestle with it and get it back on the car. And there we go, after a lot of fighting, it's done. Yes, I know it doesn't line up there. Some more adjustment needed. The main thing is it's not crashing into the wing here anymore. And the bumper won't go back any further, so I don't really know how to cure that. But it's, you know, uniform on the side of the car now, so I'm happy with that. It's not doing any damage. You know, there are no panels rubbing. So, jobbed on that front. That just leaves the old Mercedes. So what's that been up to? Well, not a lot to report really. I've just been using it. I'm really smitten with it. It's just a lovely, lovely thing to drive. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's comfortable, stereo's great, it's got the leather. It is going into the garage in a week or so to have the air conditioning looked at, because I think the system might be alright, and that would be nice in summer, especially with all the black leather in here. There are lots of jobs to do on it, as I said earlier. The rear springs, it needs front brakes. I've got to change that wing, where I've got a new one in the garage and a panel stand, so I'll paint that. I'm going to take that wing off and paint that, and as part of all that I have to take the front bumper off, so that needs a bit of love, and it needs the fog light realigning and fitting properly, so I'll do all that as well, and then it should look a bit better. The paint on a tester that I've done seems to be a good match, so that's what we'll do with that. But yeah, it's just a great car. It's £1,000. All I've got to do now is clean the wheels, because I did put it through a car wash this morning. Don't judge me, it's a cheap car and I don't have a hose pipe here. So I put it through a car wash, that knocked all the dirt off it. So now I'm going to polish it now that the sun has gone in. And I'm going to do the wheels. So with the wheels, it will just be some Nielsen wheel cleaner, which you spray on. It's not a full-on fallout remover, it's just designed for cleaning wheels. There's not a lot of build-up on there, so you just spray that on, let that soak in for a minute, and then work it in. You know, detailing brush, paint brush is what I've got to hand. Just get in there, get all the grime moved about and loosened up, rinse it off, and then dry it off, and then I go over it with some Nielsen Quick Detailer, and then a bit of tyre shine, and jobs are good. As for the wax, I'm going to go with a bit of Nielsen Exhibition Polish. So you just put that on the car, and it's Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. And that should give it a bit of shine, a bit of protection, and some sexy, sexy beading when the rain comes, which it will, because it's England. And yeah, I'll have two nice cars and one Beetle. He'll get there though. He's a big project. Good old Doug. And there we go, that is another episode of Paulette's Projects, and thank you very much for watching. I apologise for having my road clipped to my shirt. I can't find the wire, or the you know, the fluffy thing. This isn't a professional outfit, just watch and enjoy. Anyway, that was a slightly different video. It was my collection of old junk, which I love dearly, and this is what it's all about. This is, you know, what I want to promote and what I hope you take motivation from. These old cars are great. These are my dailies. There isn't another one hidden around the corner, and some of you watching this might go, but aha, you have the Ford C-Max. No, I don't. I sold it last week because it was a diesel. I was using it for short journeys and I was hurting it. So I've sold that. That went, and that's gone now. So these are my cars, and the Daimler, but that's not my car because my dad's having that. So, you know, if I need to go to the shops, I'll take that, or I'll take this, or I'll take Doug. I won't take Doug because Doug's not got an interior. But when Doug got an interior, I might take Doug. I don't like that. I don't like that he's got a name, but that's what the internet did. Because the registration is OUG, people are like, he's called Doug. I'm like, is he? And they're like, yes. I was like, oh, okay. So now I've got a car with a gender and an identity, and because it's a Beetle and it's got a face, I look at it and I'm like, yeah, it's still the most neglected car on the fleet, but we'll get there in the next video. Coilovers, big silly wheels, we'll put it on the floor, we'll have fun. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you are a patron, you will see your name in the credits. If you are not a patron, become one. Buy me a beer a month, or the equivalent thereof. It's $4.95 a month. I try and do as much exclusive content as possible. You know, I'll do little videos, I'll do little clips and this, that and the other, and I'll try and make it worth your while, but ultimately you're supporting a content creator. It's obvious I've not got a lot of money, so if you want to become a patron, I would hugely appreciate it, and the more patrons I get, the closer I get to justifying a patrons only meet. So become a patron, help a brother out. Anyway, until then, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode when Doug gets low. Why, Carl? Why must everything be difficult?